In my hour of strength, I suffer in my loneliness. I'm hanging on my own breath, not a sound but the blood pounding in my head. You left me without trace and treated me like a disgrace. My life is slowly fading away as it flashes before my eyes. I feel be free. You don't go to war, fight till you can't fight no more. That's what it's all about. When the veils of darkness surround you like down. We fought the battle side by side against creations you denied. Left was just another one. Indoctrinated machine was the one I had become. A servant at your beck and call, loyal, always standing tall. Upon breath to lay on my soul, lacerated and wasted, left out in the cold. You don't go to war, fight till you can't fight no more. That's what it's all about. When the veils of darkness surround you like sound.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the W2 Report. Today, we're going to take a look at the greatest hits of the month for hot cakes and hot takes. And before we do that, let us first go over the ground rules with Lord Crocosquirrel.
Rule number 1, be not a dick. Rule number 2, if in doubt, please refer to rule number 1.
And today we have a kitty for our meme today. Because the kitty wants Han Solo. And we're going to give him Han Solo today with not one, not two, but 3 news stories. Alright, folks, we are back. Partially back, at least. Now we're fully back.
Tobias decided to be a dick.
Yes.
Yep.
So, with that said and out of the way, let us bring back today's meme, which is bring me Han Solo, which is a kitty.
You see, I don't know what's going on the screen because Sanji's not showing me.
Give me a second. Camera. There you go.
There I go? Okay. I go to click on that. Ah! Java the cat!
Yes. So, let us go into our first news story today for our hot takes and hot cakes, which is Overwatch 2 will require some voice chats. And it will also require a phone number to play.
That's the actual story. They want to be able to identify you clearly before they let you play their crap game. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I have a copy of the original Overwatch and got sick of the loot boxes and all the other crap. Got very, very, very annoyed with the Overwatch. Again, in my opinion, games must stand on their single player. Overwatch doesn't have that, and I'm kind of annoyed that I actually spent the money for it at that particular moment in time. Over some of the games I probably could have got instead. Anyway, we did get a chance. We did get the chance to play for a little bit, and I was not particularly impressed.
Right.
Never was, and at this point, probably never will be. I've not touched it in years. They're producing Overwatch 2 rather than overhaul the original, which is kind of silly in my brain, but that's okay. You're making the same game with a few extra characters. Why not just add the characters to Overwatch? Why? Because silly things. That's why. Because you want to annoy the hell out of everyone and grab as much cash as you can. Now you absolutely demand that we give you a phone number before you can play Overwatch 2.
And not just any phone number. They require a post-sale they require a post-sale. Let me finish my thought first, Marianne, before I answer your question. Yes, they do require a post-sale cell phone number for you to even consider installing the game.
Ooh, you can't even install the game with. Oh wow, they want the phone number up front. The thing is, between that and the recording of the voice chat, and don't get anybody wrong, they've got more than enough data center space to record all the matches for months or years. The idea that they're just taking small clips so that they can compare them to a thing, that's wrong. The best way to avoid problems with that is to turn your fucking mic off. Okay, this is absolutely draconian bullshit, and you're going to monitor my sorry ass. No, I'm buying a burner. If I'm gonna do that, I'll buy a burner phone.
Oh, you can't use burner phones either.
What?
You can't use burner phones, prepaid cell phones, and you can't use voice over IP cell phones.
Oh, you people are just rude.
They require a contract phone.
Yeah, okay. Fine. That means they're cutting out a large chunk of their audience.
Yes.
I have to ask how it is that they think they're gonna make all that much money out of it.
I have no idea.
Because everybody's been bitching for years about loot boxes that don't have cool shit in them, just a bunch of fucking spray paint in fun patterns, and most of it not so fun. What I want to know is why Overwatch as an organization fights with itself. I have to know this. I have questions.
We have questions. As a matter of fact, I made a tweet on the W2 Report account, mind you, that this will not fly.
Well, that is a bold prediction, sir. You don't. Apparently, you're not aware of the slavering hordes that bought Overwatch. That bought Overwatch in their millions, and like me, got bored after about 2 weeks and hung it up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've installed Overwatch on my PC before I rebuilt the thing, and I have to say I haven't touched it.
So why did you install it, derp?
Because it was given to me for free.
Oh well, then you didn't touch it for reasons completely unknown to Man or Beast. Not like I've not been guilty of pulling games in and then not touching them. That's been known to happen. Usually, the people that send games this way send games that they know that they know I'll like.
All right. But
again, the people that more than a few people, and a couple of them that I know personally that liked Overwatch won't play after this. They just won't, because you have to give them a cell phone number, and just to add insult to injury, the voice chat.
Mm-hmm.
This is as far as they're concerned, this is a privacy violation, and I'm inclined to agree. It is. It's absolutely a privacy invasion.
Yes, and considering the fact that Overwatch 1 directly led to what basically amounts to a kiddie casino in EA Battlefront 2, there's questions to be had with Overwatch's approach to disruptive players.
Well, there are other ways to do this shit. This is just, yeah. What the hell are you people thinking? But then you also have to define what a disruptive player is, and they don't. Right. Or at least, the definition they give is so thoroughly vague that it could that anybody could be banned at any time, right down to their fucking phone number.
But enough about that. Let us switch over to the lovely Kitty.
That was actually set up for my channel. Rude.
You gave it to me.
Little pink paw print, man.
All right, our next abomination today, we have the Google Stadia going into the Google graveyard in about what 3 months from now,
something like that. January the 28th-ish of 2023. Yep. And just to add insult to injury, there's a bunch of people that were building games for it. Nobody told them. The engineers didn't find out until 3 hours before. The engineers working on the Stadia project had no idea it was coming until 3 hours.
All right, we're good. Should be good. All right, folks, we are back. I do apologize for the interruptions. Apparently, my OBS is not too kind to me right now.
It hates him. It hates him a lot. All right.
What were we talking about? Oh, yes, Google Stadia. But that isn't the source of the hotcakes for this week.
Yeah, yeah, Stadia. Just what the holy fuck was that shit? I want to know.
According to a source, Stadia turned down an exclusive Death Stranding follow-up from Hideo Kojima.
Ooh, because it didn't have a multiplayer mode.
That's right.
Because Hideo Kojima doesn't actually do multiplayer. The
No,
only
he
time
never
he's
did.
ever actually had multiplayer on board is because it was forced on him by Konami. And since KJP isn't associated with Konami, yeah, he doesn't have to. Because Konami is Konami, and Konami is the worst. If anybody doubts that, just look at Metal Gear Survive.
Oh, yes.
Which was, if I remember correctly, that didn't even have a single player mode.
No.
So you're stuck babysitting somebody's 12-year-old screaming at you about how you're an asshole and a moron because you didn't do things exactly the way he wants you to.
According to the article, before Google's closed down the division in 2021, Stadia Games and Entertainment turned down the opportunity to have an exclusive follow-up to Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding. And we have okay, here we go. A source told 9 to 5 Google that the game Hideo Kojima was working on was meant to be a Stadia exclusive follow-up to Death Stranding, a game which initially launched as a PlayStation exclusive in 2019. Where Death Stranding was a asynchronous... I can't talk English today. I'm more mad at OBS. Where Death Stranding was an asynchronous multiplayer game where actions taken in your world can have effect on other players, such as building signs to help others find their way. The proposed game would be a strictly single-player experience. In fact, Google's 9 to 5 Google source says that it was that single-player nature of the game that led Google to cancel Stadia's collaboration with Kojima, with the company believing that there is no longer a market for single-player experiences.
That's a lie. I buy single-player experiences all the time. In fact, I refuse to buy multiplayer-only experiences. I do have a copy of what was it, Black Ops 4, but that came to me free. I turned it in and I left it there, and I have ignored it since.
Believe it or not, it was Stadia's general manager, Phil Harrison, that made the final call to scratch the Death Stranding follow-up.
Ooh, they actually got his attention. How about that? Wow, I didn't think that guy left his couch to do anything more than head for his fridge for another like pile of salmon roe.
All right. Since that cancellation, with its more recent PC re-releases, Death Stranding has grown to be a well-regarded game with a full sequel now to be in the works. Beyond that, blah 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 blah. Beyond that, the enduring popularity of games like God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, and Control shows that single-player games continue to be a core market, especially for platform exclusives. Okay. In Stadia's defense, however, and this is where the hot takes will really go into play, according to Kojima's own timeline, Death Stranding entered development in 2015 and did not launch 4 years later. Until 4 years later. If the follow-up required a similar timescale, it wouldn't have seen release before Google pulled the plug on Stadia. So, thoughts? Before OBS crashes on me again?
I think he's trying to give you a hint.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. But enough about that. Let us hail to the magical kitty again.
All hail the magical Kete.
For our third abomination, and possibly our last abomination of the day.
Probably at this point.
Yeah. Warner Brothers decides to pull the plug on a TV series by the name of Final Space.
Which they then dumped into the Taunton River in Massachusetts, and nobody has access to it at all anymore. People are wondering if this involves if games will go the same way, and the answer is probably not. Most of those games are distributed not by Warner Brothers itself because they don't actually have their own launcher. They go through Steam or Epic or other places. And those places, as part of their contracts, all get irrevocable distribution rights except in cases of copyright. Since Warner Brothers can't copyright strike its own contract, because that would be a violation of said contract, chances are the games that you've already got, you're going to get to keep, whether they go off of sale on Steam or not, or removed completely. If you've already bought it, you get to keep it.
Well, according to one tweet already, let's pull this up right here.
I can't see.
Yeah, I just pulled it up.
I can't see it all.
Oh, you can't see it at all. Oh, that's not good.
Yes, do that.
There we go. All right. According to one tweet, Amazon did delete the Final Space account, Final Space digital purchases from his account, and his library has been wiped clean.
At least of those things.
Right.
What's it called again? Free Space? Final Space.
Final Space.
Okay. Remind me after we're done here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see if I can find it anywhere, because this should be hilarious.
Well, we do know the reason why Warner's is doing this. They're trying to cut down on their. They're trying to cut down on their tax burden.
Well, okay, that's the prevailing theory, at least. We don't know unless Warner Brothers has actually admitted to this. Then we don't know.
Well, they already canned one movie, Batgirl, because of this, and they spent like upwards of $90 billion on production.
Million.
It's
$90 billion. You're talking about bankrupting Bill Gates twice. Yeah, words have meanings, and they're important. A misspelling that could actually happen on a keyboard. Yeah, you don't want to do that when you're speaking.
Right.
$90 billion on a movie, that's more than every other movie that's been made in the last couple of years.
Right. Sorry. I was having a hard time remembering.
The Avengers. The last Avengers movie.
Yeah, I was having a hard time remembering. Yeah. They're wiping out TV series. They're wiping out the series. They're wiping out the series that's most commonly referred to as the Arrowverse.
The what?
Arrowverse. A-R-R-O-W. A-R-R-O-W. Oh, I can't spell. Thanks, squirrel.
That keyboard, man, I'm telling you.
yeah, they're wiping out those series, and we are in the middle of yeah. There's several things that they're doing at Warner's that I don't even know why they're doing this. Besides the tax burden excuse that they gave during the Batgirl extravaganza. So we have that, and I believe that is all for us here today. I believe this has been a short episode of the W2 report, but
This isn't the W2 report. This is hotcakes, remember?
oh yes, this is hotcakes. We
So
gotta have
there is no
yeah, we gotta have some parting hotcakes for us today. So, with that out of the way, I have been Sanji Himura. Thank you for watching this kind of mess of a live stream, but you know, I gotta replace OBS. And I will see you on the next one, probably next week.